Welcome to another episode of Icon Presents. Joining me today here to talk about their newest project, I Am a Lost Cause. Ladies and gentlemen, Icon Presents One's Own Haven.
Rub my eyes 1,000 times, pointless task before demise in the game called life. Coffee, pills, and cigarettes, one-night stands and shitty sex won't pass the time. Need a dose of Novocaine, every day just feels the same. My brain's in a full decay, feeling like a carousel. I don't think I'm doing well. Round and round we go again. I'm so tired of everything. You're not helping with anything. If tomorrow comes to pass, I will need another drag. Never thought I'd make it far, but being so tired. Attention span is desolate. Motivation's got to shed. I'll just sleep in. Overthinking once again. Answers don't seem to exist. Just more questions. Life's meaning is never free. 9 to 5 is killing me. Slowly like a heart disease. Writing down a slow descent. Wonder what this will affect. The ride never ever ends. I'm so tired of everything. You're not helping with anything. If tomorrow comes to pass, I will need another drag. Never thought I'd make it far, but being so tired. I'm so tired of everything. You're not helping with anything. If tomorrow comes to pass, I will need another drag. Never thought I'd make it far, but being so tired. For being so tired. For being so tired.
Welcome, One's Own Haven. How you guys doing?
Good, really
Awesome. Well, you guys did a great job. What's the name of that song?
good. Tired.
Tired? Okay, and that's on your newest project, I Am a Lost Cause.
Yep.
First off, kind of depressing to acknowledge that. So let's go right into, actually, first off, let me backtrack. Who do I have in front of me? I got Max,
Ian.
Ian, Deadpan Ryan.
He usually doesn't talk.
It's almost unsettling.
It's quiet.
It's funny because during the performance, the camera would switch over and he's just standing there with this grin on his face and everything. It's your character. You're a bass player. I get it. I'm a bass player as well. You kind of just fall in there. Silence. It is what it is. But let's talk about this song, Tired. All right, give me the inspiration from that.
Oh, it's basically I started writing it like during like mid shift. I work at like a golf course, and literally I was telling myself like I really hope I don't see myself here like any longer than I need to be. You know, so it's like basically just jotting down words, jotting down everything that I go through on a regular basis, and you know, just also being in a band where like you know. It's hard. Like no one ever said it was going to be easy.
Right.
You know, and of course, you know, you do what you got to do. You go to shows, you connect with people, you resonate with these same people, you know, and plus you come to the point where you're just, I'm tired of it all. You know, sometimes I just need like a break. I just need like, you know, just something away from this. But in the end, you're just tired.
I got you. I think we can all pretty much look back at our time in the life and we're like, so this is my life, huh?
Yeah.
So it's like, and especially like you said, when you work at a job, when you have dreams and ambitions beyond that, but you know you got to start somewhere, but you have goals to kind of make it through there.
Exactly.
And so I'm a Lost Cause. That's the new album title, right? Give me, why are we feeling like we're a lost cause here?
Basically, it felt like I think it came with an inspiration from like a just like, you know, dead friendships, dead relationships, you know, you're just like, is it because of me? Is it because of them? You know, am I just, you know, am I a lost cause in this whole situation? You know, just like everything in, you know, and not really in life, just like all the stuff that you've been through. You're like, is it my fault? But in reality, it's not.
So is this the part where I'm supposed to cut to our sponsorship from BetterHelp?
Well, there goes that sponsorship deal.
Nah, I don't trust that company.
No, hell no.
Nah. Okay, cool. So I get it. It's a reflection. You know, songs. I always say that songs that come from the heart, that really come from personal experience, personal struggles, reach out to the most people. Those are the things that people, for the most part, are going to associate and resonate with people with.
Exactly.
So that's great. So you're the lead singer. You got you, but you also play guitar.
Yes.
And then Ryan, you play bass. And then Ian,
Drums.
you play drums. Gotcha. So you guys sounded great. How long have you guys been playing together?
Me and Ian,
It's been a while, dude. Like
we've known each other since like we were in middle school. Like that's
yeah,
where
it was.
we met at a music school.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
took lessons there. Yeah, it was like,
Oh, nice.
we like the
funny.
main guy that ran it said, "Hey, I got a drummer you can meet if you want to start a band." And of course, young me was like, "Heck yeah, let's do this."
Yeah.
And
That's
so
how we. Yeah,
that's how we
That's how
met.
we happened. So.
And
Okay.
And Ryan over there, I've known him since high school, and so like randomly, like we just said, "Hey, we need a bass player," because our old bass player left for college in Arizona.
Okay.
Didn't tell us.
That's
And
rough, man.
when we said we need a bass player, we went through maybe like 3 bass players until eventually Ryan came along and said, "Oh yeah, I play bass." I'm like, "Where was this? Where were you when you told? Oh yeah, I have experience in bass. How long? Like what? 5-10 years, something like that." You're like, "Where was this?"
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So Ryan, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oops.
Just because
He's
I
gotta
think
talk, dude.
Just because-
He's got to talk.
So give me a little bit of background. So you got into playing bass. Give me your musical journey a little bit.
I'm honestly not really a bass player. I started playing drums when I was 11, so like 10 years ago.
Okay.
And then I started playing guitar when I was 12. So I've been playing guitar for like 9 years, and so automatically bass kind of comes naturally
Gotcha.
after
Okay.
guitar. So they needed someone, so I was like, I'll do it for fun.
Okay. So you're one of those musicians that kind of go what's necessary.
Yeah.
You know, play guitar, play drums, play bass. You know, it all blends together for the most part. That's awesome. It's a great asset to have on a band. Because, you know, if the drummer ever, falls out, if Ian ever doesn't work out, you got it.
I'm always gonna
no.
work out, dude.
That's awesome. And then, so
He's
Ian.
on a band. You know, if I left him, he'd be screwed, dude.
I get it. Give me a little bit of your backstory, Ian.
I mean, I started playing drums. I was like younger than Ryan. I was like maybe 8 or something like that, and I'm almost 23 now, so I've had a lot of experience playing drums, and then I met these two guys, and I feel like we're starting to find our our whole future.
I got you. Kind of meshing, figuring out where the future
Whatever,
lays for
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
It kind of that path that goes
Pretty
forward.
much,
So let's
yeah.
talk about when we talk about the future. What is our kind of vision for for the future? Where do you see One Zone Haven going? Give me short-term goals and then long-term.
Short term, just trying to make something in the scene. It's like
Definitely.
seems like I don't know if anybody really thinks about it, but the San Diego scene is a little cliquey.
Mhm.
So you kind of got to break that to even get into the scene. But like I like to think that we are in the scene
I got you.
entirely, but we're also trying to make our own scene where it's like you go to a show and you watch everybody. You don't just
Yeah.
go for that one band. You go for you go for everybody.
Mhm.
So really, we're just trying to tell everyone, hey, we're here. We're wanting to make an impact in this scene.
Yeah.
Like, we're 100% in this. And then long term, we really want to see this blow up. We really want to see this band go somewhere.
I got you.
Like literally some of our biggest inspirations have made it, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Me personally, of course, hometown kids, Blink-182.
Mhm.
Tom DeLonge has always been like my biggest inspiration.
Okay.
And he's done so many things, and he was just a kid from Poway,
Uh-huh.
basically, and we're all from East County too, around that area, and we've had two main people like make it in other stuff,
I got you.
like Joe Musgrove, pitcher for the Padres. Was it Tony Gonzalez? Not Tony Gonzalez. NASCAR driver.
Oh, I don't know.
Forgot his name.
NASCAR.
I
I
think
don't.
no,
know
nobody
that, dude.
knows who
I don't know
NASCAR drivers.
NASCAR, dude.
You could have left. You could have said my name and said, "Yeah, Antwon Haynes,
I mean,
the
it-
NASCAR driver." Somebody would be like, "Oh yeah, I know that guy." Nobody knows.
I'm just now realizing Tony Gonzalez is a tight end.
I mean, because lots of guys, there's Bill Walton, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
There's Kawhi Leonard too. I mean, there's just all
Yeah, a
these
lot of
guys
people
who-
that it's crazy because like
especially out of San
talk
Diego
about
too. It's
exactly.
It's crazy.
You talk about people like Kawhi and all of them, like you always find these like right in your own vicinity, right in your own backyard, and
Definitely.
that's why when people put limits on themselves, you're like, nah, bro. I refuse to believe that. Hey, like even with this show, somebody's like, why don't you guys take the show up to Los Angeles? First of all, I don't like Los Angeles.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Now they're doing
yeah.
Who likes Los Angeles other than just I'm
We're Padre
just
fans,
visiting?
man, so-
just
Yeah,
visiting.
exactly. It's like I have
We don't do
zero
that.
desire to be out there, and so it's like for me, it's supporting and building up creators and creatives that we can that are local to us. That kind of like I've been in Escondido for like a big chunk of my life, but San Diego, Escondido, and this entire area, that's basically structured and framed everything that we do here at Icon Industries. So it's like to pick it up and say, all right, cool, we got bigger and better dreams. We're going to go to Los Angeles. It's like, forget all you guys that kind of gave us that this position and platform. So I get it. And then you want to stay in a position where you're looking forward and looking, and it's great to have those motivations and inspirations of people that, you saw do that. It's always funny to me when I run into people that like come back home too. It's like, I'm cool with like Snoop's son, right? Cordell. Like, and the fact that he lives locally, like it's like it was a trip to me. I was like, oh wait, cool, what's up?
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny to do that. Okay, so we talked about inspirations. You said like Blink-182 and all of them. Do you see? So I always ask this question to every guest that I have on the show. When you're going through this musical kind of journey and going through this path, there's always going to be those high and low points that you have that kind of make you question whether or not you want to keep going. So first, let me ask you this. How long have you guys been a band?
2015, 2016.
Okay.
Me and
Yeah.
Ian. But One Zone Haven didn't officially become a thing until 2020.
Okay, gotcha. So about 4 years,
Yeah.
COVID bread, basically.
Yeah, COVID bread.
And then,
Pretty much.
that's basically a lot of times what everybody kind of ended up getting pushed to. It kind of, for some people, I'll put it this way, it was kind of an incubation, kind of made people kind of work on their crafts and all that kind of stuff. And then put it in a realization of like, hey, this is what I'd prefer to be given my time to. And so I'm going to focus on that rather than the stuff that I really don't want to do or can't control there. So it's great. I love seeing all the creativity that's been born from that. Like I had one of the early guests I had on the show was a band called Matte Black, and they're kind of like an industrial metal type weird sound, whatever like that. But those guys are great. They were separate bands and everything, or bandmates, members before that. COVID was like, hey, this is time to test this out, and that's even where we kind of came from with it. So it's a great thing. Would you ever look at, or have you ever looked and said, hey, this is a high point in my musical journey where I can't believe I'm here? What would you say that moment was like so far in your journey?
I
think of it's. I mean, for me, it's just just going up there and and just performing and and once we got to like writing our own music and going in to record it, I was just like, I can't how am I here? It's like it just takes hard work and
I got you.
dedication, and that's how we're here right now on this podcast. So it's
definitely a high point.
yeah,
I think
definitely.
I think for me personally, getting to play a show outside of home, up in the San Fernando
That was
Valley.
cool too. Yeah.
Dude, San
That was
Fernando
cool.
Valley like rocks. I don't
I
know
got
what
you.
it is, but like
show
certain
was
like
fun.
punk shows just like hit harder.
Okay.
Just being able to play outside of like, San Diego, out in like, San Fernando Valley. We played a show in Anaheim.
Anaheim,
That was a trip,
Mhm.
just being able to play shows outside of our home, town,
Yeah.
It's
being,
cool.
it's
Yeah.
cool. It's just, we kind of wish we would have that backing, at home. Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
like we personally think
Definitely.
a high point would be able to like play at some of those very popular, just DIY
Higher.
spots like, Soma. Like
Yeah.
that's a huge one for us.
Mhm.
Like if we ever get there.
Hey, I saw the Reckless were just at so much. If they can do it, you can.
Hell yeah.
You guys,
Yes.
you guys have the talent to
We'll
do
get
so.
there.
Yeah,
It's
you
just-
can do- exactly. It takes work.
It's a long
It takes
process, so,
exactly. It's going to take some time to do so. What about you, Ryan?
Huh? I mean, I'm new to the band, so I'm,
I
I
got
haven't
you.
been here for a long enough
He's
time.
just rolling with us, honestly.
Yeah.
So he's just
Doing
more of
whatever.
he's a backup plan.
Well, then
dude.
there was-
he's a backup plan.
Well, there was the time we played 2 back-to-back shows, the Anaheim
Oh,
and
yeah,
then-
yeah, yeah.
and back home.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Ocean Beach, and then,
those
yeah.
are always exhausting.
Oh,
Doing a
it's-
back-to-back show, man, I can think about times like you're like, all right, cool, you got this thing in the morning that you got to go from here, especially going from, because I've done the Anaheim to San Diego
Yeah, it's-
type of thing. It's like, oh my
It's rough.
gosh, I'm
yeah,
tapped
it's
out.
rough.
Or
It's fine. That's part of the journey. That's,
yeah, see, the thing
It
is,
is, you know?
yeah, exactly. It is part of the journey. It does not mean that it's not difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
even when I was working as a stagehand, and you'll have like different gigs. So it'd be like, hey, I was working for a production company. I worked for Rhino,
Mhm.
and I worked for SOS Entertainment.
Oh, wow.
And so it would be like, hey, we're gonna go and we're gonna set up this thing like early in the morning. And it's like, all right, cool, that gig's done. And then you got another one going on, and then you got another one. It's like, all right. Then by the end of the day, you're just like walking to your house and just face like flat on the mattress, and you're like, I'm done. I was tapped. Take it. So I recommend taking it easy because I do not like doing that. Okay, so aside from let's kind of take it away from the musical element of things to kind of get to know you guys a little bit more. In your lives, do you ever find outside of music the journey that when you're going for creative endeavors, it could you need sometimes inspiration to kind of keep pushing going. Would you say there's anything outside of musical like bands and artists that inspire you to push on?
I think that one stumps me. I don't know about y'all.
I got nothing.
I think for me personally, it's like, entirely like my life entirely involves around music. But if I need like, just being able to find like, inspiration, I guess it's just like, just living your life and just seeing like what goes through what you have to go through. And then like you use that as fuel or just inspiration to write that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I know with some people, they go on like really long walks, and as they walk, they literally just think of lyrics in their head and then they'll write it down or put it in their phone, something like that. But me personally, I guess it's just like, if I'm feeling it, I'll just write it down, because it's like, oh, I'm feeling this right now, instead of like, a diary or something where it's like at the end of the day and then you write it down. For me, I'm just writing it down on my phone like every time if I think of something.
I got you. Okay, so that's your high points and your inspiration and all that kind of stuff. But in creative vision and in creative people, you always deal with those moments where you say, you know what, maybe I should just, hang it up or whatever like that. Maybe this is not going to work out for the way that I was hoping to go with, and I don't want to put any more time for that. Have you reached any of those points in your career so far?
I'd like to think that I have, because who has it,
Yeah,
I feel like there has never been a case where no one says, is this really for me? But in the last year, I've told myself, like, the bands that have made it, the bands that have, really made their mark, they just kept pressing through it,
Right.
This is like what drives them. This is what they really want, and if they, I work a 9 to 5, and, I do everything after I'm done at my job, it's literally band mode, literally trying to, go to shows, do something for the band, make up like a t-shirt design, make up, like try to write down a song, practice, it's basically like 0 days off, any little thing that you can do for the band, that's good enough, just keep going, keep pressing forward. And if you really want this, you just got to keep doing it.
Okay. Got you. So that's how you get past the struggle, is that motivation for you, working a 9 to 5 and then having dreams outside, that can be kind of, that it can you can kind of lose motivation and speed and all that stuff when you're pressing on, because I will say from my own personal experience, it comes to a point where you're like, yo, shoot, if I just drop the other stuff, I can just be successful in this, whatever that field, and take the easy road out. But then you look back at your life and you're like, wow, you never want to be in a position of having regrets and wishing, hey, I wish I had taken the time and the energy and effort to actually do this other thing. But instead, I decided to give up and do that. And you're like, that's not to say that no matter what it is, just keep pushing on or whatever like that. I don't believe in that theory, because there's going to be a point in time where you may have to change course for certain things. Everybody does that. It's like, hey, I was on one path, and then you decide, hey, you know what? I'm not going to abandon ship all the way, but you may have to adjust things a little bit. It's cool. It's fine. Creatives out there, don't worry. You don't have to, like, I find that, especially after many people that I've interviewed on the show, sometimes they're like, oh man, I was doing this one thing and I'm going to be sticking to that. You're like, nah, man, it might be a better thing to do, personal experience, to kind of swap things up. I started off as an audio engineer, never touched video at all. And then now I do audio and video and all that kind of stuff, because it's just about evolving to kind of build out. Now you guys have yourselves on there. So you have the bass, guitar, and the and drums, obviously. Plan on adding any pieces to the band?
Not
I
that
don't think so, honestly. I mean, I think unless you had something in mind.
Well, it's like I've always
no, I don't think so.
I've always had the vision of a 3-piece.
Okay.
Because I feel like that it's 3 people. It's you can get more stuff done too, as just a 3-piece. There's less scheduling conflicts, I guess. I guess really the only downside is like if one person isn't there, it'll be a little more difficult to.
I got your best gonna happen either way it goes.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Got you. So are you the only one that writes?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. You ever wanted to write a song?
I mean, I think, some of the times it's like, I think like all of us, or just you and me, or Ryan, I mean, but just all have, like our thoughts on just a song, because, I mean,
it becomes a collaborative effort either way it goes. Even if it starts
end,
off
it
with
does,
something
yes.
with you, then obviously you got to bring it to the band and kind of build on
Present them with the idea.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. So how can people support you? Where are you guys? You got to have any shows coming up?
We do.
Well, depending on when this episode comes out.
Oh yeah, true.
Like
Yeah,
literally,
true,
like
true.
directly next week after next week, we do have a show. But
Mhm.
knowing when this episode does come out, like
I
it
got
probably
you.
wont be there. But
Your album is set to come out.
Yes.
The, I'm-
Fall,
I'm-
yeah.
what is the album called again?
I'm a lost cause.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's depressing.
Don't spoil it.
When is this album set to come out?
We are hoping for a fall release. We're hoping like late September, early October.
Mhm.
'Cause it's as we speak, it's currently being mixed.
Okay. Who are you having mix it? Are you having a studio?
Clarity
Yeah,
Recordings.
Clarity Recordings. Gotcha.
Our guy Sean Tolley, great guy.
Really cool guy.
Really
Amazing.
cool guy, down to earth guy, like loves knows what he's doing, doesn't just hit record like most people where it's just like, you done? Or just, all right, go again. No, he actively goes, you can do better. Let's do it again. You know what? Let's try this. He's very
gotcha.
hands-on.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
we
That's what
like
a good
that, too.
producer.
It's like,
That's what a great producer
that.
does. That's the difference between an engineer and a producer. The engineer's got to be the button pusher and kind of on that level of things. Not to downgrade being an engineer. Like the technical aspect of it is kind of what they focus on. And a producer is going to help you push and elevate your sound. Even if you have something that you kind of start off with. There's this one girl that I've been following recently. Her name is Asia Holiday. She's kind of an R&B soul singer, and she's working on her album. My gosh, she always goes live on Instagram whenever she's in the studio. And man, when I listen to her producers and her managers and everything like that, and that collaboration that goes into it, there's nothing like it. I absolutely love the production side of music. I think that's one of the things that I think as time has gone on and as it's a good thing to keep separate or to make the distinction, I'll put it that way, because everybody thinks they're a producer these days. But now when you have those people that are really into the art, it helps elevate a project.
Definitely.
Gotcha. So you got the I Am a Lost Cause coming out in the fall. Got you. So by the end of this year, do you think you'll have anything new, any different visions for yourself?
I guess just hoping we can make some connections with, the people in the scene, try to get some more shows.
Have you met anybody that's helped that you're like, hey, you've created a relationship with in your, between events and everything that?
I'd like to think that I have. I just don't really know. The only person that I can really think of is our good friend David, who's in another band, Trial Endeavor. He's a really cool guy, really cool band, honestly. He's been trying to get shows with his company, and it really helps us because it gives us a platform to perform our songs.
Gotcha.
Just perform entirely.
That's awesome.
But we're trying to get that thing where it's like, okay, we can go out and do this ourselves. We can go and get shows, even if it's just an opening act. Just trying to build that relationship with the punk scene or just the scene entirely and try to make it to those bigger stages,
I got you. Now so if somebody wants to check out your music now, because obviously this episode will come out and then your project will come out a little bit later on. But if they wanted to take a listen to you now, you have your previous project, which was called Songs for Holly, right?
Yes.
Got you. First off, who is Holly?
Just a character we made up.
Got you. Okay. Got you. I was like, who is this girl?
Well, okay. to be completely honest, Holly just randomly came to mind when I was thinking of just a name, but then really the inspiration came from a song where literally the line goes, "Use me, Holly, come on and use me." Don't really know if it has any correlation, just thought the name was cool and
Sounds
just said,
wild.
Screw it. Let's use that.
Sounds wild.
Okay.
That's a wild statement to make. Okay, got you. So tell me about those beginning projects. That was the first project that you guys ever put out, right?
Yeah.
As the band Antwon Haynes, Songs for Holly. Tell me about your process, your creative process with that project.
Honestly, it took a while for that to even like become.
It did take a while.
Like, so one of our songs, "Jerk of the Day," was the very first song we've ever written. And ironically, that song actually got on 91X from Tim Piles, nice. And for some reason he really loved it, and he didn't just like, click play either, because with loudspeaker, sometimes he'll just go like, okay, here's so-and-so or here's so-and-so. No,
he talk about it too. He
took the time to talk about it and say like, and like with Ian, he was in college at the time.
Yeah. So I was in this this whole class in college, and it was a music like whole class, and I was able to reach out to Tim Piles and have him go through that whole record and see what he thought about it and what song he liked and
see what clicks.
Yeah, and and I heard that whole thing on the radio, and to be honest, for me, I mean, it was touching me because it's like.
It's like bucket list stuff.
Yeah,
like
it really hasn't happened. So it was like, wow. So, it was,
Especially of all places, 91X.
Like, were you able to use that really momentum and kind of help elevate you guys in any way?
I like to think that it did. I like to think that some of our, because in the beginning, most of your following is just your friends.
Right, exactly.
And, it kind of helped that some of them were like, oh my God, you're actually doing it. You're doing it. And I'm like, dude, I'm doing it.
Look, Mom, I made it.
Look, Mom, I'm doing it.
That's awesome. Awesome. So you got on 91X with Songs for Holly. What song was it that they were playing?
It was Jerk of the Day.
Jerk of the Day. That's solid. I think have I heard that song? Yes, I did. I managed to listen through the entire Songs for Holly project. You guys did a great job with that one.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're solid. I would say, because like I said, you guys were the first guest that I had on the show that I did not personally know
we were
ahead of time or reach out to.
Hey, dude, let's do
this. Exactly. So then I was like, dang, how'd you guys get the link for this or whatever like that? So it was, and the thing is, and the reason why it was so shocking, because I was in production of, or in the process of launching the new website that is now live. So the one that was out was just something that I was sending out to people that was like, hey, if you want to join the show or whatever like that, here's a little bit of background information, here's where you book or whatever like that. And that was sent. But you guys managed to get a hold of the Reckless and they sent that out to you. It's fine.
Well, to be completely honest,
do you guys know them personally?
I don't know them personally. I just know, well, sort of. I believe we played a show with them like really early on.
We did?
Okay.
I think it was 2 years ago. I don't know if we played. I don't remember if we played the show or if we were like, we just went to the show as a group, because we hit it off a little bit.
That's awesome.
But the funny thing was, I saw that they did something with you specifically, and I was like, dude, that's really cool.
How do we get on this, bro?
How do we get on this? And then so instantly I looked up the website and it instantly shot me to like the booking thing. And I'm like, cool, let's do this.
Book right now.
Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't realize it was that easy to get.
Antwon, dude, come on, man. Come on, dude.
IT support, please help.
I was like, all right, that's cool. But then we talked and everything, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm down with it. Let's do it. Because like I said, this a whole process, or this whole platform is built to support creatives. I've had some amazing people on the show from various industries, whether it be from film. I recently just interviewed a award-winning actress, Beth. She was amazing. Like, she had some weird movie where it's like it's an independent film and there's only two people pretty much throughout the entire film. Mm-hmm. But the whole concept of it, I was like, my gosh, man, it was like, it was made you really think. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, and they did an amazing job with the whole production of that. And from the original vision, I've had comic creators on there, 25-year comic industry vet, Gabriel Tahib, and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I've had some amazing people, some bands and all that kind of stuff on there. So I love connecting with different people. And so I have no regrets from having you guys on the show. I'll put it that way.
No, nothing but positive.
Exactly. So as we wrap up, I'd like to know, how can people support you?
Just follow us on Spotify, listen to our music, and, you know, support our Instagram. We're kind of working on the TikTok, but kind of like,
not really, but
I got you.
we're not.
I get it. I get it. TikTok is one of those things where like
It's more. Yeah,
it's one of those things. It's great for discoverability. Like I've helped clients build their TikTok pages and get a following and all that kind of stuff on there. But then when I started the Icon Presents TikTok page, which go follow it. Yeah, you're out there. Go follow it.
Go follow it. Follow it.
Yeah.
Follow Antwon. Do it.
So it's like I launched it and I would get like solid views, but then the follower count would stay low. I was like, what? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
oh man, why? Oh, how come people that view it can't just follow it, whatever like that? But then these algorithms change, and I don't like chasing this game. It's like I want to focus on, like, as a creative, a lot of times you want to focus on the art and the craft and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The marketing and the business element of things kind of can make it like, oh man, that's no fun. That's
oh my God, yeah, for real.
It's the same thing that I was talking with Beth about. It was like, my gosh, man. But if you want to build things out and you have a vision, you have to have that aspect that
yes.
you kind of do that. How have you found the business, booking gigs and all that kind of stuff? How have you found that in your, in your path so far?
Stressful.
Yeah.
100% stressful. Because like sometimes they don't even get back to you. Sometimes they're like, it's an automated thing where it's like, oh, thank you for sending this in.
Yeah.
Here's a list of other things, stuff like that. It's like, can I actually talk to someone and have them listen and be all like, yes, give us a chance?
Personal relationships, that's what's actually, I feel like, are the most beneficial thing for businesses, and establishing that personal connection that you make. And unfortunately, we live in a world now where everything wants to be automated so much that it's like calling customer service on something and having to go through 16 steps before you get to a real person. And it's like the automated system says, I can understand full sentences. Please tell me what you want.
No, you can't.
You can't understand anything.
You can't just be like 000. Just give me to someone.
Yes, customer service. Representative. Manager.
It's a waste of time, man.
Exactly. It drives me absolutely crazy. So again, do you guys have an official website?
Working on it.
Gotcha.
We're gonna work on it.
We're working on it.
We'll talk. See if I can help you guys out with that. Okay, awesome. Well, you said follow you guys on Spotify.
Follow us on Instagram too. That's like our main thing. Right
Okay,
there.
and what's your Instagram?
Literally, this is the name of the band, One Zone Haven, all one word.
Okay, gotcha. And your TikTok, so that you can get some traction on that.
Hopefully, we'll work on a TikTok.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure having you guys on the show. Anything else you want to leave for the people? I always like to give you a moment, if you want to take out a moment to say anything towards or to inspire up and coming artists that may be kind of struggling or kind of thinking about getting into the field that you're in right now. What would you say?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. If you're like going to shows and then building shows yourself, like just keep doing it. And if you think like, oh, I don't know if this is for me, and it's more or less just like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. Just keep doing it. Just keep trying. Just keep doing it.
Awesome.
And of course, just
keep your passion alive, man.
Keep your passion alive and have a good time.
I got you.
It's fun. It's just got to be fun.
Awesome. And before we go, Ryan.
He's been quiet the whole time, dude.
Anything you want to leave with the people?
Nothing.
Awesome.
Give me something.
Awesome.
That's a no, dude. That's a no.
Great. Well, this has been great. Thank you guys so much for joining us. No problem at all. It's been great. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Icon Presents. Be sure to follow One Zone Haven everywhere. Like they said, Spotify, Instagram, support them. Visit their soon become website. Yeah, hopefully I can get that out before you guys, before this episode airs. So we're able to do that, because you guys gotta have something. You gotta have a place to get going with everything. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, everything. We thank you so much. We can't do this without you. Y'all take care.